group of men entered the writer's apartment and installed microphones. The surveillance operation began soon after. At a dinner party, one of Draymond's friends got into an argument with him. He criticized Draymond for being no different from the political elite. That day, Draymond received a phone call. He learned that a close friend had committed suicide because he could no longer endure the minister's political persecution. At the funeral, Draymond made his position clear. He decided to write a report on suicides in East Germany. He contacted the same friend who had criticized him at the party, asking him to help smuggle the article to West Germany for publication. So they began planning this dangerous mission. Draymond invited several friends to his apartment to discuss the plan. One of them suspected the Stasi might already be monitoring them, so he suggested a test. They spoke loudly at home about their escape plan. Wiesler overheard the conversation. He instinctively picked up the phone to call border control, but after the call connected, he hesitated. Later that night, the group received word that the vehicle had crossed successfully. They assumed they were not being monitored. They began openly expressing their hatred of the Stasi. Wiesler, listening in, remained serious, but in his report, he wrote that nothing had happened. Their conversations became increasingly bold. Eventually, Wiesler couldn't take it anymore. He printed out a report to submit to the director, but before he could speak, the director smugly bragged about a new punishment policy targeting artists. Seeing the director's repulsive expression, Wiesler gave up the idea of reporting them. Instead, he requested to monitor the writer alone. From then on, the attic became Wiesler's personal post. One day, Draymond's friend brought him a new typewriter. All typewriters in East Germany had to be registered. Banned works could only be written using unregistered machines. Wiesler decided to cover for Draymond's illegal activities. When not writing, Draymond hid the typewriter beneath the floor by the door. Soon, his article spread across the country. The director also began searching for the anonymous author. Meanwhile, the minister realized Christa Maria was no longer under his control, so he hinted to the director that she was using banned substances. The director arrested her and interrogated her. To save herself, Christa Maria betrayed Draymond. That night, based on her tip, the director searched Draymond's apartment. They quickly discovered an issue with the floor. Watching the director's actions, Draymond realized he had been betrayed. But when the floorboards were pried open, there was nothing underneath. It turned out that after the confession, Wiesler had come to the apartment alone and had taken the typewriter away in advance. After betraying her husband, Christa Maria ran into the street. The director realized Wiesler had been protecting Draymond. He demoted Wiesler to the lowest position opening male. Years later, Draymond unexpectedly ran into the former minister. He finally asked the question he had wondered about for years. The minister told him the truth. Back at his apartment, Draymond discovered evidence of surveillance. Still confused, he went to the archives to search his records. He found that the records began to diverge after the day he protested with his friends. Using the operative code, Draymond found Wiesler. He originally planned to thank him face to face, but in the end, he stopped in his tracks. Due to copyright restrictions, this is all the content I am able to show.